Hi kiddos. Today we're going to do a whole group lesson called Calming Critters. Calming Critters. And this is a lesson that's going to center around the yoga instruction that we've been practicing in small groups. You've learned a lot of these movements. Now we're going to put them into practice in a whole lesson together. So we are going to learn today a pose for focus, a pose for stretching, and a pose for calming down. And each one of these poses can be used at different times, and I'm going to give you some times that might be helpful for you in the classroom. So the first pose that we are going to focus on is called the cobra pose. Now you're going to notice that all of these poses center around critters or animals. So cobra pose we've done before. It is in the back bend category, and we are going to focus on extending our spines and massaging our inside systems. The purpose of this would be to use it before beginning maybe one of our next subjects, since we need to focus, and we have such long afternoons in here, about 4 hours of instruction, that you might want to do this before we move on to the next subject. And we can do this on a chair, and we can also do this on the floor. So let me remind you of what it looks like on the floor. So we are going to want to get down on our knees. We are going to want to stretch forward to the floor, lay down, but keep your hands here. And you're going to want to push up as far as you can. You can stretch your neck if you'd like to. But we just want to stretch out our stomachs and our spines. Okay, now hopefully most of you remember that. So now what we're going to do is show you how to do that on a chair. So you can use just one of our normal chairs in our classroom. Get your feet stable with the floor and just bend forward into your chair. Stretch out your calves, however you can get a good grip on the chair. Extend your spine and your neck. That is how we'll stretch in cobra pose on a chair. You can be very careful with that one because you might actually slide forward in your chair. So try to hold your balance pretty well and stretch. Very nice. So our next pose is going to be a pose used for stretching. Also in the critter family, it's going to be called down dog pose. Down dog. Okay. The benefits of down dog we haven't learned yet. It is going to get your blood flowing, and it's going to stretch your legs and back as well. Now this is also an exercise that we can do with a chair, or we can just do on the floor. So let me show you on the floor first. And some of you, this is going to hurt a little bit, it's almost like we want to touch our toes, but our hands are going to be walked out a little bit. So we're almost going to be in like a V shape, and we're just trying to stretch. Now, you can bend your knees, absolutely, especially if it's starting to hurt you, but the goal is to have straight legs. So we want to stretch, stretch. Now, we can do this on our chair as well, and I think it's even easier on a chair. So we put our chair in front of us, stabilize your feet in mountain pose that we've learned, and we just want to bend over. That is all, and you can even put yourself at kind of an angle to bend near your chair and lean towards your chair. So that is down dog pose. So for our third pose, let me go back. Downward dog, great time since it's stretching to maybe do that in the morning. When you first get here, before you even start your morning work, that would be an awesome time to use that pose. Okay, now for our final pose, this is our calming pose. This would be an awesome pose to do before we take a test or before something that gives you anxiety. So maybe doing a presentation, having to talk out loud. This one is awesome, and it's awesome because you can do it on the floor, and again, you can do it in your chair. So let's show you what bird breath is. Okay, so for bird breath, it sounds like just like what it is, another critter. We're gonna sit crisscross applesauce here on the floor. And I'd like your arms to start by your side. When you breathe in, we're gonna flap our arms up to this shape. And when we exhale, when we breathe out, I want them to come back down to your side. So let's practice in and out. In and out. Breathing makes you calmer. So now, let's try it sitting in a chair. So you can do the same thing, same general direction. We can sit right on the floor. You don't even have to crisscross your legs. Just make sure they're straight. And put your arms to your side. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to lift our arms up and inhale here. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. So again, that's a great one for any time you are feeling that feeling of anxiety, nervousness. It gets those nerves to go away. So, kiddos, those are things that you can practice on your own at home anytime, but they're also things that we can use on chairs in the classroom, not being a big distraction to those around us.